Diva, what's the name of your Facebook group so I can invite you?
Good evening. It's Diva Mejias with Diva's Two Cents, where we take complicated matters and make them simple for the everyday person. I tell you one thing, as you go through and listen to us at Diva's Two Cents, if you like this content and you enjoy what you hear, can you please like and share? Go to the YouTube channel, share it so that others that need to hear this information hear it as well. Thank you. Today I have a special guest. Oh, she goes by the name of Liz the Wiz because she is a whiz at everything she does. Her name is Liz Estrada, and I'm going to let her tell you a little bit more about herself. Because she has a lot of identities, just like we have identities and embodying our identities Facebook group page. So, Miss Liz, welcome to Diva's Two Cents.
Well, thank you, Diva. I greatly appreciate you having me on, and foremost. I've been following you. I love Diva's Two Cents. I love the title. It's totally you for sure. You always have great advice. You have some amazing speakers. Your topics are amazing. And I'm just honored to be able to come on here, to be invited to be able to share some of my 2 cents. So thank you, Diva.
Oh, we're happy to have you. But tell me, embodying your identity, how many identities do you have? Talk to me. Who is Liz Estrada?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Miss Diva. So yes, I'm known as Liz the Tax Whiz, but let me back up here. A long time ago, I had this huge idea that I wanted to one day become a prosecuting attorney, right? Well, because of life situations, sometimes, we have to grow up a little faster than others because maybe we're the oldest in the family. I settled for becoming a paralegal. I became a paralegal, gained that experience, fast forward, decided to get into some real estate transactions. Loved the real estate field. I also became a marketer for chiropractic clinics and people in the medical industry. Next thing I decided was taxes. Everybody I was coming into contact with, they were complaining about their tax situation. And one thing that I learned was that no matter what happens in this economy, taxes was a pretty much what do they say? It's definitely it's a recession-proof business. I mean, everybody has to continue doing taxes no matter what happens in the world, right, Miss Diva?
Oh, definitely. You're gonna die and you're gonna pay taxes.
Absolutely. So alive or not, we gotta pay taxes. So that you pushed me more into the realm of doing taxes. And of course, like everybody, you get started with basic, information. I started doing my first 1040 EZ, and this is how far back. I did it on paper and pencil, Miss Diva. I was doing 1040 EZs, pencil and paper, and I was going to a JTPA summer youth program with other 12 and 13 and 14-year-olds, and I was doing their 1040 EZs. I said, wow, this is pretty cool, right? Making it $25. That was a lot of money back then off of those forms. Then, of course, as my life changed, right, and I started evolving into, larger or other income tax brackets, I started doing, the longer form, have a dependent, so on and so forth. Well, now here we are, gosh, over 15 years of experience. And I realized that there was something that was not being talked about. And those were about the tax strategies, trying to help the average American try to figure out how can we save them? How can we help them? What do we do to, plan ahead so that we can position them as professionals to help them legitimately reduce their tax liability. Then I came across an amazing opportunity. People these days are traveling everywhere, Steve. I mean, you see the airlines. They have been jam-packed. About the only time that I saw that travel came to a halt was, of course, everybody knows, was during COVID, right? But as soon as they lift that flag up, everybody was gone. They were wearing masks on cruise ships. They didn't care. Everybody was dying to get out of their house, Miss Diva. It was like, let me out of here. Get me somewhere, but I don't want to stay home anymore. Then I came across the whole idea of why don't we offer all of these folks a platform where they can legitimately write off their travel on their tax return. I mean, they're already traveling. So I now introduce the business opportunity of travel, how to become a travel advisor. Since you are already traveling, let's go ahead and legitimately put a lot of these expenses on your tax return. Then that is what I roll out to a lot of people who are in position of needing some type of home-based business, Ms. Diva. What do you think about that?
Holy cow. So you mean to tell me if I was looking for what we call back at home a side hustle? Because if I'm a W 2 employee working for someone else at the end of the year, I'm going to receive a W 2 and I'm limited to some of the tax deductions that I can take. Because in the past, we were able to take on Schedule A, the home office, all of the employee unreimbursed expenses, right? So now you're telling me that because I don't have
That's
that
correct, Diva.
ability,
That is
I'm sorry. So now that I don't have that ability, I can go
no, you're
ahead
correct.
and start my side hustle.
Absolutely, Miss Diva. That is exactly what I'm saying. Because they removed that Schedule A, now we're left in like limbo. I mean, what do we do, right? How can we expense this? Well, this is how you position yourself in having some type of home-based business. Now, there's so many out there. You can look at so many different companies from, and just to name a few, Avon, Mary Kay, It Works. I mean, even Uber, Lyft, DoorDash. I mean, there's so many out there that you can leverage, right? But there are also some of them are product based. Some of them you got to buy products, keep them in your cabinet. Sometimes they will expire. You got to get rid of them for pennies on the dollar. But travel is completely different because people are already doing it. You're already doing it. So it's not like something that oh gosh, I have to go book a travel. Like, who's going to say that seriously? Most of the time, these W 2 income earners, they're probably already on their phone, right? Trying to figure out where their next vacation is going to be. So as a W 2 income earner, Ms. Diva, you're absolutely right. They're already paying for cell phone. They're already paying for internet. These are two of the most important tools that you need to have your home-based business. And in travel, you take you take your cell phone with you and the hotspot, usually extra, that you pay for on your bill, you take that with you. But Ms. Diva, if I told you that as a travel advisor, when you go out to these five-star resorts and you get a massage and you're able to legitimately write that off on your tax return, would that interest you?
Boom. Of course.
Absolutely. If I told you your job is to go on a 7-day cruise, right? A Royal Caribbean cruise, that's your classroom so that you can go learn and explore the entire cruise ship. You get to see behind the scenes of what they do. You get VIP access. Would that interest you?
Of course. Now you can even specialize
Absolutely.
in some, right? You can specialize, like become a Disney travel agent, advisor.
Yes, absolutely. You can become well, definitely you'll be a travel advisor, Miss Diva, but we definitely have the option of being able to become maybe an exclusive Disney travel advisor. You could be an exclusive group. Some of the stuff that we offer, and I say we because I am a marketing rep, and my product is to sell independent travel agencies, right? So this is what I offer: the independent travel agencies. You get your credentials, you become a certified travel advisor, and with that being said, you have the ability to book anything from family reunion cruises, group cruises, destination weddings, corporate retreats, church retreats, vacation home rentals, car rentals, events, concert tickets, any type of excursions. Now, when we say excursion, a lot of people like to go, what is it, deep sea? They
Diving.
scuba diving or swim. Yeah, all these good stuff. Well, those are now a tax deduction because it's part of your job to go and explore and then come back and be able to tell the company or tell your client what it is that you just experienced.
Wow. Well, let me ask you this then. You're going through the whole certification tax advisory uh, course. So that's an identity. Now a travel advisor, that's an identity. What do you find, or what do you think when you look in the future, merging those two together? What does that look like for a Liz the Wiz?
Well, I mean, it just goes back to being able to have different solutions, have multiple solutions for your client. So, as a tax advisor, some of the clients might not need the home-based business because they have multiple other type of business. Your larger LLCs or S corps or corporations, and they may need a different type of tax strategy. I'm talking about the people who have um, they're at a different income bracket, so they're now able to leverage the travel. Now, if they are my clients from the tax advisory service department, if they want the added travel, and trust me, a lot of them are on there because they're like, we're going to Dubai, and we definitely want to leverage those Six Diamond Resort expenses, so we're on, Miss Liz. And of course, my biggest thing, Miss Diva, is making sure that I have different types of solutions for the client's situation because every client has a different scenario going on. So what I do as Liz the Tax Wiz is I go out and I educate myself enough to where I can bring back valuable information for my different clientele. Because I do have a variety of different clientele. So I like to my thing is to roll out different types of options.
Now, where are you located at?
I am in Texas, Miss Diva. I am actually in the heart of Texas, in San Antonio, Texas.
Oh, wow. Okay. So do you find that being a tax advisor, you not only do taxes for folks in Texas, but you go out, you branch out through all of the states? You have that ability?
Absolutely, Miss Diva. We provide tax service for all 50 states. And we also, and that's the tax service and tax advisory. I will be transparent and no pun against California, but I prefer not to work or deal with California clients. I refer them out to some of my, what would I say? I have a lot of business acquaintances that are in California, so I will refer them out because California is just a whole other subject, Miss Diva.
Okay. Okay.
But yes, we do handle all of these things.
Well, I asked that question because this side hustle, so to speak, is not only for someone in Texas, right? That anyone in the United States can get certified to become a certified travel advisor. Am I correct?
Oh, okay. So with reference to a travel advisor, see, you were asking about a travel advisory and taxes. So I apologize.
Right.
Yes,
No, that's okay.
But as a travel advisor, we are in 22 countries, Miss Diva. We are actually right now we are building the Latino community in the travel advisory business, and it is growing fast. Right now, we have launched, and in the UK alone, I mean, this company has grown tremendously. We have Canada that we are opening up next. And like I said, as far as we're concerned, our group, our agency, Travel to Wealth, it's I Travel to Wealth Group. We are looking to build one of the largest Latino organizations in the travel industry.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't think there is a Latino travel group, is there?
Right now, there are some Latinos in the organization, but there are very few. And I think it's maybe because we have not sent the message out loud and clear. We need to be more loud about the opportunity. It's definitely an opportunity missed if they're not jumping on board. This is the moment. This is that time where if there's something that you found to be brand new and you wanted to get in right in the beginning, let's say for like Starbucks, for example, if you would have known how big Starbucks was going to become, would you have jumped in early enough to, buy into their stocks? Right before they blew up, right? Well, this is that time. This is that moment for the Latinos that if they jump in right now, right at this time, there's a huge opportunity for them to have that moment, that moment where looking back, they're going to be, I'm glad that I joined that organization when I did, because, my bank is pretty happy. My account looks very joyful.
Well, do you find any differences between, because I'm sure that there are male travel advisors as well, but I know in the tax industry there's some people that won't work with some females because we are females, and then there's some females that won't work with the females because we're females. But in the travel advisory side of your business, do you find the same thing that, well, there's like in Spanish they say el gusto tiene muchos colores, right? Para gustos se hicieron diferentes colores. So different colors for different strokes for different folks. So what do you find in the travel advisory business that you advise some of your W-2 clients on the tax side? What do you find that there's a difference? Is there a difference between I'm a female, I can't go into that industry because it's male dominated, or I'm a whatever? I know that's a
No,
confusing question.
absolutely
I'm
not,
trying
Miss
to get
Diva.
to the heart of the people that are trying to embody those identities and are wondering, is this an identity that I may want to explore?
Now we have from different cultures, both male and female. Of course, I will say that in this industry, the females are predominantly, really getting the go on the travel side. But there are men, and there are huge groups of men that are doing this as well. There's a lot of couples, Miss Diva. There are a lot of couples who are doing this together because they travel together. And
Mm,
what I have found is not only are couples coming in, but couples are bringing in more couples. So you're going to see everything couple, single,
okay.
retired. We have so
Okay.
many retired military in this group. So we have all ethnics. Like I said before, I'm trying to grow the Latino. There is, male and female Latinos in the industry. I just want to grow it. I want to see the our culture prosper, and this is an opportunity that unlike any before. And travel is sexy. Who doesn't travel, Miss Diva? I mean, whether you travel to the beach or you travel across the country, people
Right.
travel. Miss Diva, you travel. You just travel from one state to the other state. So you travel.
Yeah, yeah, of course, with the speaking engagements, yes, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Well,
So
if
everybody's traveling. This no.
no, no, it's true. Everybody kind of travels, but with now that we're over COVID a bit, I know COVID made a lot of people stay put. Do you find now that your business is growing not only on the tax side but on that side as well?
Absolutely, Miss Diva. Travel is a $8 trillion company, growing quickly by 2025 to be about a $10 trillion industry. Absolutely, you got baby boomers, you have the millennials, you have the Gen Z, you have, I mean, the millennials. I don't even know how they're traveling. They're right now the ones that are fueling the industry. I mean, they're pouring a lot of money into it, and they might be taking the what is it the other generation's money to be able to travel. But yes, they're traveling, Miss Diva. There are people out there that as soon as they get their tax return, they already have it all planned out. They come into the office, they say, you know what, we're taking this return, we're going to Walt Disney. I'm like, okay, that's great. But what if I told you that Walt Disney trip could possibly be a tax write-off? And they're all ears. They're like, how do I do that? And with this business, Miss Diva, one of the things that you get is it's a complete turnkey business, Miss Diva. You get everything from a state of the art website where you're able to have a booking portal and book everything in there. You get exclusive inventory, world class training and support, Miss Diva. You get sales tools, a complete email marketing system. But best of all, the ability to earn 70 to 80% on your travel. Okay, now that's huge because what most people don't know, Miss Diva, is that in every booking that you make, from a rental car to a hotel, to airline, is that there's already a commission, Miss Diva, that's booked, that's already in that price. So if you're booking something, there's already a commission tied in. It's just they are the ones getting it, they.com versus you.com. So as a travel advisor, you get your own website, you get to share your link. People will go on your link just like they do Expedia, Travelocity, Orbit. They'll go on MissDiva.com, travel.com, and they'll go and book. So while you and I are here having a discussion about travel, somebody's on your website booking travel. Next, you get a little ping on your cell phone, and boom, you've just made your commission. And what the commissions look like, Miss Diva, and I can just kind of give you a brief overview. 5-day golfing event, you can possibly make $274, or maybe a 7-day honeymoon all-inclusive trip, $561. But how about those cruises? 20 cabins, 7 days, all-inclusive, $2,240 in commissions, Miss Diva. So how many of those can you book in a month, right? I mean, if you do one a month, that's still pretty good income. So these are just ideally what your commissions can look like when you're booking these type of travel. I mean, even as an agent, you can go to Montego Bay, Jamaica, $99 per person for 4 nights. That's so that you can go out there and explore Jamaica. I mean, I can go on and on, Miss Diva. I get so excited about travel and becoming a travel advisor because I just love these prices that I can travel for pennies on the dollar, Miss Diva.
Yeah. The good thing about it is that, yes, you make that income, you make that commission, but you unlock a lot of the tax deductions. To me, that's where I look at it from my perspective on the deductions, on they're a business owner now because they're really in business for themselves, and they're able to transition from the W-2 employee into a self-employed individual. You know what I mean? So that's really cool.
Huge, absolutely. It is huge. I actually, I used to be a vendor at one of the biggest tax fests, the Latino tax fest in Las Vegas. I mean, I was there religiously. There might be some viewers right now who says, "Hey, I remember her, Liz the Tax Fest from Latino Tax Fest." I was there just consistently until COVID hit, right? But I can tell you this much: I I gave the presentation to a young lady who approached my booth at the Latino Tax Fest, and I rolled it out just the way I'm rolling it out here, probably a little bit more detailed, right? In person is different. And lo and behold, she was an IRS agent, and she linked in. She introduced herself. She says, "Hi, my name is," and I will not say her name. And she was a liaison, IRS liaison from California, San Francisco, and she stated to me, "Genius idea." She's like, follow the travel section code, and she cited the code, and she said, "Sign me up after the event. This is genius." She's like, "We're going to Dubai." And after that, she solidified it for me. I mean, I was already confident in what I was doing, but when I realized that I wrote this out to an IRS agent, I said, okay, I am on the right path with the right information, doing everything by the books, following the tax code as we should, and it's a legitimate business, and this is what we do. So not only am I a tax advisor or a tax strategist, a professional tax preparer, Ms. Diva, but I like to call myself an educator because I educate people about tax benefits of a home-based business.
Absolutely. Okay. So what other identities do you have, Miss Liz?
Oh my goodness, Ms. Diva. Well, I can tell you what I do when I'm not working so hard, Ms. Diva. What I like to do is I like to ride motorcycles on my spare time. Oh. I like to just let the hair down, get wind, and I like to ride motorcycles. That is what I do. So when I'm not riding motorcycles, you'll catch on a night out, maybe having some margaritas and maybe dancing some Tejano music, some cumbias, or on a cozy night, you'll catch me watching some Netflix. That is very rare these days because I am so many programs, Ms. Diva, that I'm trying to finish a lot of these certifications.
Great. Okay, so for the audience, can you tell them your name? How do they get a hold of you?
Yes, absolutely. So I am Liz Estrada. Find me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Liz the Tax Wiz, and that's WIZ. Liz the Tax Wiz. I am in San Antonio, Texas. However, I work with clients from different countries with regards to travel agencies and all across the United States. My number is 210-888-7500. But feel free just to find me on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, look for Liz Estrada. And you will find that in parentheses, the tag name is Liz the Tax Wiz. And I'll be happy to answer any questions you have with regards to the travel advisor program. It's very unique. It's amazing. It's fun. And the most important thing is that you are able to use those home-based business deductions